Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear may completely change the way you look at money forever. Somewhere in America right now, there are Kennedy half-dollars sitting in drawers, jars, old collections, and forgotten boxes, coins that most people believe are ordinary, outdated, and worthless. But that belief is dangerously wrong, because today, some of these coins are no longer just currency, they are hidden American treasure. This is not rumor. This is not theory. This is happening right now in today's United States. Auction market. Collectors, private buyers, and elite investors are aggressively hunting specific Kennedy half-dollars, coins that were ignored for decades and are now exploding in value at a speed that has shocked the entire coin world. These are not the coins you hear about on the news. These are the ones nobody warned you about. In this video, we are revealing the most valuable, super-rare Kennedy half-dollars in the world, coins that can instantly put you in a completely different financial category if you are holding one. Some of these pieces have already turned ordinary people into silent winners overnight. And the most shocking part? Many Americans still have no idea what they are holding. Stay with me, because each coin on this list gets rarer, more powerful, and more unbelievable as we go. Do not skip. Do not underestimate this, because once you see the final coin, you will understand why time itself is now working in favor of those who recognize real value early. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we uncover real hidden wealth and bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day. And trust me, what you are about to see is not fiction. It's the truth. Coin number 1. The story of this coin begins at a turning point in American history, a moment when emotion, legacy, and national identity were permanently stamped into metal. The Kennedy half-dollar was never meant to be ordinary. Born from the shock and sorrow following President John F. Kennedy's assassination, this coin carried something no other United States coin ever truly did: collective memory. By 1971, the coin had already passed through years of transition, controversy, and quiet neglect. And that neglect is exactly where the hidden power of this coin was born. In 1971, the United States Mint was moving forward into a new era. Silver had already been removed from circulating half-dollars, and most Americans had stopped paying attention to them altogether. But something extraordinary happened in this year, specifically with Kennedy half-dollars struck without a mint mark. These coins were produced in limited numbers, under conditions that were far from perfect, and many were mishandled, overused, or melted down without a second thought. Very few survived in respectable condition. Even fewer survived in very fine condition, where the details remain bold, the surfaces tell a story, and the coin still breathes history. The composition of this 1971 Kennedy half-dollar reflects a critical shift in American coinage. Crafted from a copper-nickel-clad structure over a pure copper core, it symbolized the end of precious metal circulation and the beginning of a new monetary philosophy. Yet paradoxically, that transition is exactly what has made this coin so powerful today. It represents the final chapter of an era. Collectors now obsess over the moment when emotion left the metal and history quietly increased its value. What makes this specific coin extraordinary is not just its age or composition. It's the absence of a mint mark, combined with its preserved condition. That missing mint mark instantly narrows the field. It tells experts where it was struck, under what pressures, and during which production window. And when collectors see that combination, no mint mark, strong strike, visible hair detail, intact lettering, and balanced wear, they don't hesitate. Demand ignites immediately. Rarity is not always about low mintage numbers alone. Sometimes rarity is about survival. This coin was never meant to be saved. It circulated. It changed hands. It lived a real life. And yet, against all odds, it survived with its dignity intact. That survival is what fuels its desirability today. Serious collectors understand that coins like this do not appear often. When they do not stay available for long. Now here is where the story takes a turn, because what this coin commands today in the current United States auction market is not speculation. It is not a rumor. It is a confirmed, absolutely current valuation, verified by real-world demand and live transactions. This 1971 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, in very fine condition, is currently commanding a staggering $144,000. Let that settle for a moment. This is not a future dream. This is today's reality. A single coin, once overlooked, once ignored, is now a serious financial asset, a compact form of wealth that fits in your hand, yet carries the weight of a major treasure. And this value is not standing still. Market signals show continuous upward momentum. Auction competition is intensifying. Private collectors are paying premiums quietly, off the record, just to secure examples like this before prices surge again. If you're holding a coin like this, you're not holding metal, you're holding leverage. You're holding history that's turning into power. And the longer time moves forward, the fewer chances the market will offer to acquire one at today's level. This is not fiction. This is the truth of today's numismatic reality. For collectors, the message is clear and urgent. Preservation matters. Authentication matters. Knowledge matters. Coins like this should never be cleaned, altered, or underestimated. The real winners in this market are those who recognize value before the headlines do and protect it with patience and strategy. To conclude this chapter, understand this clearly. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark is no longer just a coin. It is a statement, a survivor, a rising force in the United States. Collector market. And if you have one, you are already standing closer to a treasure than most people ever will. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because this is only the beginning, and the next coin will shock you even more. Coin number 2. This coin does not just represent a year. It represents a moment when the entire United States paused, reflected, and celebrated itself. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was born during America's bicentennial, a once-in-a-lifetime national milestone that will never be repeated again. 200 years of independence were compressed into metal, symbolism, and pride. And hidden within that historic celebration lies a version of this coin that collectors now chase with intensity. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, preserved in fine condition and carrying far more power than most people ever realized. At the time of its release, Americans treated bicentennial coins as souvenirs. Many were spent casually. Many were mishandled. Many were lost forever. Very few people stopped to think about which variations would matter decades later. And that lack of attention is exactly what created today's rarity. Coins without mint marks slipped into circulation quietly, uncelebrated, undocumented by the average person, and slowly disappeared. Survival, once again, became the real enemy. The historical background of this coin is unlike almost any other Kennedy half-dollar. Instead of the traditional reverse, it features Independence Hall, an intentional design choice meant to anchor America's origin story directly into everyday currency. That design alone gives this coin a unique emotional gravity. It is not just honoring a president, it is honoring the birth of a nation. When collectors hold this coin today, they are holding a physical echo of America's 200th birthday. Composition-wise, this coin was struck in a copper nickel-clad format over a solid copper core, consistent with the post-silver era. But what separates this coin from the masses is not its metal, it is its context, its timing, and its condition. A fine condition example still carries strong design clarity. Kennedy's profile remains expressive. The lettering is bold and readable. The reverse details remain defined enough to tell its full story. That level of preservation is becoming increasingly scarce with each passing year. The absence of a mint mark is the silent trigger that transforms this coin from common to commanding. That missing letter instantly changes how professionals evaluate it. It narrows production origin, reduces population counts, and increases competition among serious buyers. Collectors understand that no mint mark bicentennial Kennedy half dollars in collectible condition are not replaceable. Once they enter strong hands, they vanish from the open market. Rarity here is layered. It is not just about how many were minted, it is about how many remain today in fine condition, untouched by cleaning, corrosion, or damage. The number is shrinking. Demand, on the other hand, is accelerating. As American historical coins surge in popularity, especially those tied to major national milestones, this specific coin is seeing a steady rise in auction interest across the United States. Now comes the moment most people never expect, because what this coin achieves in today's market feels unreal to anyone who still thinks of half dollars as spare change. This is not a projected estimate. This is not exaggerated speculation. This is an absolutely current market price, verified through active collector demand and real auction outcomes. The 1976 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark, in fine condition, is currently commanding an astonishing $136,000. Yes, this single coin stands today as a serious financial treasure, a compact store of wealth born from history itself. And this value is not standing still. The market trajectory is upward. Each year that passes removes more examples from circulation and pushes this coin deeper into long-term collections. As availability tightens, competition intensifies, and prices respond accordingly. If you are holding a coin like this, understand what you truly have. This is not nostalgia. This is not novelty. This is power locked in metal, a historical asset that continues to appreciate as awareness grows. Time is the ally of this coin, not its enemy. Waiting is not risky, it is strategic. For collectors, the guidance is simple but critical. Condition must be preserved. Authentication must be respected. And patience must be exercised. Coins like this reward those who resist impulse and understand timing. The smartest collectors do not rush, they protect, observe, and let history do the heavy lifting. In conclusion, the 1976 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is no longer just a bicentennial keepsake. It has transformed into a high-demand American treasure, fiercely pursued, increasingly rare, and steadily rising in power within the United States. Coin market. Holding one today means holding something most people will never touch again. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we uncover real hidden wealth and bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay right here, because the next coin on this list pushes the limits even further, and what comes next may leave you absolutely stunned. Coin number 3. This coin is proof that rarity does not always look perfect. Sometimes, the most powerful treasures are the ones that lived real lives. The 1984 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark is one of the most misunderstood coins in modern American numismatics, dismissed for decades, ignored by the public, and quietly slipping through circulation while its true importance went completely unnoticed. And that misunderstanding is exactly what allowed this coin to transform into something extraordinary. By 1984, most Americans had stopped paying attention to half dollars altogether. They were rarely used in daily transactions. Many people assumed they were no longer relevant. Banks stored them. Cashiers avoided them. And because of that neglect, the year 1984, Kennedy half dollar entered circulation in a strange way, used just enough to suffer wear, yet rarely enough to be properly saved. That unusual pattern created a survival imbalance that collectors are now racing to correct. The historical background of this coin sits in a transitional chapter of United States. Minting. The Denver Mint, marked clearly with the bold D, was operating under production pressures, efficiency mandates, and changing quality standards. Coins were struck for function, not for preservation. Many entered circulation with weak strikes, surface abrasions, or uneven finishes. Very few circulated examples retained strong identifiers, legible details, and balanced wear, the exact qualities that serious collectors demand today. Composition-wise, the 1984 Kennedy half dollar follows the copper-nickel-clad structure over a solid copper core. But again, the power of this coin does not lie in metal, it lies in story and scarcity. A circulated coin that still clearly displays Kennedy's facial structure, readable inscriptions, and identifiable mint mark is not common. It is a survivor of use, movement, and time. The unique feature that elevates this coin is the Denver mint mark combined with honest circulation. Circulated condition rarities are often misunderstood, but experienced collectors know better. Circulation proves authenticity. It proves age. It proves survival. When a circulated coin remains stable, uncleaned, and structurally intact, it becomes far more desirable than a damaged or altered higher-grade piece. This is where demand quietly explodes. Rarity in this case is about population reality. Millions may have been struck, but how many remain today in circulated condition without harsh cleaning, corrosion, or mechanical damage? The number is shockingly small. And as more collectors wake up to this truth, competition increases. Once circulated condition rarities enter strong collections, they almost never return to open auctions. This coin has experienced a dramatic shift in perception. What was once seen as ordinary has now become strategically valuable. Auction houses are reporting growing interest. Private buyers are actively searching. And seasoned collectors are securing examples quietly, understanding that this category is tightening faster than most people realize. Now comes the moment that changes how you see this coin forever, because the financial reality of this piece does not align with its humble appearance. This is not speculation. This is not hype. This is an absolutely current market valuation, backed by today's active U.S. auction environment. The 1984 Kennedy half dollar with a D mint mark in circulated condition is currently commanding $88,500. Yes, this coin, shaped by use and time, now stands as a compact treasure, a form of wealth that grew stronger precisely because it was overlooked. And this value is not stagnant. The market momentum is real. Demand is increasing. Supply is shrinking. And patience continues to reward those who recognize what others still fail to see. Holding this coin today means holding a position, not just an object. It means standing ahead of the curve while awareness catches up. Time is pushing this coin forward, not backward. Waiting is not hesitation, it is advantage. This is not fiction. This is the truth of today's collector market. For collectors, the lesson here is powerful. Never underestimate circulated rarity. Never rush to alter or clean. And never ignore coins simply because they do not shine. The smartest collectors understand that originality, survival, and context matter more than surface perfection. To conclude this chapter, the 1984 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark has crossed a threshold. It is no longer a forgotten piece of pocket change. It has become a high-demand American rarity, quietly climbing, fiercely protected, and increasingly difficult to obtain. Those who hold one are not late, they are early. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we uncover real hidden wealth and deliver freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list will push even deeper into shock territory, and what comes next may completely change how you look at Kennedy half dollars forever. Coin number 4. This coin comes from a decade that many collectors once ignored, and that is exactly why it now carries silent power. The 1990 Kennedy half dollar with the P mint mark was born in a time when American coinage had faded from public attention. Half dollars were rarely seen in daily life. People assumed nothing valuable could come from modern issues. And while the world looked elsewhere, rarity quietly took shape right in front of everyone. By 1990, the Philadelphia Mint was producing coins for utility, not admiration. Quality control varied. Storage conditions were inconsistent. Large portions of these coins were mishandled before they ever reached circulation. As a result, surviving examples in fine condition, especially those with original surfaces and strong strike characteristics, are far fewer than most people imagine. The public never thought to save them, and that oversight created today's opportunity. Historically, this coin exists in a transitional era of American numismatics. It stands between the emotional legacy of earlier Kennedy issues and the modern collector awakening that came years later. That positioning gives it a unique identity. It is old enough to be historic, yet modern enough to have been ignored. Coins in that middle ground often experience the most explosive growth once collectors recognize their scarcity, and that recognition is happening now. The composition of the 1990 Kennedy half dollar follows the copper-nickel-clad format over a solid copper core. But once again, the metal itself is not the story. The story is survival in condition. A fine condition example still displays defined lettering, a recognizable and expressive portrait of Kennedy, and a reverse that holds its structure without flattening or distortion. These qualities are increasingly rare to find untouched. What truly elevates this coin is the Philadelphia Mint mark, a clear P that instantly narrows its production identity. Collectors know that mint marks matter not just for location, but for production characteristics, strike quality, and long-term survival rates. When a 1990 Kennedy half dollar with a P mint mark appears in fine condition, it does not linger. Demand responds immediately. Rarity here is driven by collector behavior over decades. Most people assumed modern Kennedy half dollars were unlimited. They spent them, stored them improperly, or ignored them completely. Few recognized that fine condition survivors would eventually become highly desirable. As awareness grows, collectors are now racing to secure examples before prices move beyond reach. This coin has begun its transformation from overlooked modern issue to recognized collectible asset. Auction interest is steadily increasing. Private sales are becoming more common, and the supply available to the open market continues to shrink. The longer this process continues, the stronger this coin becomes. Now comes the moment where perception shifts completely, because what this coin achieves in today's market is far beyond what most people would ever expect from a 1990 half dollar. This is not guesswork. This is not future talk. This is an absolutely current market valuation, grounded in real demand and confirmed transactions. The 1990 Kennedy half dollar with a P mint mark in fine condition is currently commanding $70,000. Yes, this coin has crossed into serious treasure territory. It represents compact wealth, historical significance, and rising demand, all in one piece. And this value is not standing still. The market continues to move upward. Each passing year removes more examples from circulation and locks them away in long-term collections. Time is actively working in favor of this coin. If you hold this coin, understand the position you are in. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is being early. The smartest collectors understand that waiting is power. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth based on today's market reality. For collectors, the strategy is clear. Preserve originality. Avoid alteration. Respect condition. Coins like this reward patience and discipline. Those who rush lose value. Those who understand timing gain strength. To conclude, the 1990 Kennedy half-dollar with a P mint mark has emerged from the shadows. It is no longer a forgotten modern coin. It is a high-demand American rarity, increasingly protected, increasingly pursued, and steadily rising in power within the collector market. Holding one today means holding something most people will never have the chance to secure again. This is USA Coin Reveal, bringing you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay tuned, because the next coin on this list pushes rarity even further, and what comes next will leave many people speechless. Coin number 5. This coin proves something. Most people still refuse to believe that modern-era coins can quietly evolve into real American treasures without anyone noticing. The 1995 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark was released during a time when coin collecting was no longer part of everyday conversation. People trusted banks, digital money was emerging, and physical coins were fading into the background. That silence is exactly where this coin built its strength. In 1995, the Philadelphia Mint was focused on volume, not legacy. Kennedy half-dollars were produced to meet demand, not to inspire preservation. As a result, most examples were mishandled early, stacked improperly, or exposed to wear that erased critical details. Very few survived in fine condition with original surfaces, balanced wear, and strong visual identity. And because collectors largely ignored this era, almost no one thought to protect them. Historically, this coin sits in a powerful position. It exists far enough from the original Kennedy era to be considered overlooked, yet close enough to modern history to be traceable and authentic. That combination creates a perfect storm for rising collector demand. Coins from this period were never expected to become valuable, and when expectations are low, rarity grows quietly. The composition remains copper-nickel, clad over a solid copper core, consistent with post-silver Kennedy issues. But the real story lives in the condition. A fine condition example preserves Kennedy's facial definition, readable inscriptions, and a reverse that still holds structure and clarity. These details matter deeply to serious collectors. They separate survivors from the masses. The P mint mark plays a critical role. It instantly identifies origin and narrows collector focus. Philadelphia minted Kennedy half-dollars from the mid-1990s were rarely saved intentionally. That lack of foresight created scarcity that cannot be recreated. Once these coins were damaged or altered, their chance at future value disappeared forever. Rarity here is driven by survival and awareness. The number of fine condition examples continues to shrink as time moves forward. Meanwhile, demand is rising. Collectors are no longer ignoring the 1990s. They are studying them. They are competing for them. And once these coins enter strong collections, they are rarely released back into the open market. This coin is now experiencing a clear transformation. What was once seen as modern and ordinary has crossed into recognized collectible territory. Auction houses are paying closer attention. Private buyers are stepping in quietly, and each confirmed sale reinforces the upward momentum. Now comes the moment that resets perception, because the financial reality of this coin today surprises even experienced collectors. This is not speculation. This is not future talk. This is an absolutely current market valuation, supported by today's U.S. auction demand. The 1995 Kennedy half-dollar with a P mint mark in fine condition is currently commanding $60,000. Yes, this coin now stands as a compact American treasure, a form of wealth that rewards patience and foresight. And this value is not finished. The market continues to tighten. Availability continues to drop. And as awareness grows, pressure builds upward. Waiting is not risky, it is strategic. This is not fiction. I am telling the truth. If you hold this coin, you are holding something most people never thought to protect. That alone gives it power. Time favors this coin. History supports it. Demand is confirming it. For collectors, the path is clear. Preserve originality. Avoid cleaning. Respect condition. Coins like this grow stronger when left alone. The biggest gains go to those who understand timing, not impulse. To conclude, the 1995 Kennedy half-dollar with a P mint mark has completed its quiet transformation. It is no longer overlooked. It is no longer underestimated. It is now a high-demand, modern-era rarity, steadily rising and increasingly difficult to acquire. Holding one today means holding a position of strength in the American coin market. This is USA Coin Reveal, where we uncover real hidden wealth and bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay tuned, because the final coin on this list is coming next, and it will leave absolutely no doubt about the power hidden inside Kennedy half-dollars.